It was a quiet evening, one that seemed like any other. The kind of evening where nothing out of the ordinary happens. Until it does. I never imagined this would be the night that changed everything. My wife, Julia, and I had been married for 8 years. We were always considered the perfect couple. We were happy, or at least that's what I thought. I trusted her implicitly. We had our ups and downs like every marriage, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary lately. In fact, things were going great. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was different. I didn't know why, but something just felt off. I woke up in the middle of the night, not from a noise, but from an odd feeling that something wasn't right. At first, I thought I was just being paranoid. But as I lay there in the dark, my mind racing, I heard it, soft but unmistakable. Julia moaning. At first, I thought it was just a dream, but then I heard her voice clearer. "Ryan," she whispered. My stomach dropped. Ryan, that wasn't my name. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I stayed perfectly still, trying to convince myself that I was mishearing things. I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe it was just a slip of the tongue, a bad dream, or something else. But then it happened again. Her voice, intimate, breathless, calling out Ryan's name like she had been with him for years. My mind was spinning. I couldn't think straight. Who was Ryan? And why was she calling his name in our bed, the bed we shared? My heart raced as I replayed the moment over and over in my head, unable to escape the reality of what I had just heard. I had to know the truth. I couldn't confront her without being sure, but the uncertainty was driving me crazy. I had to wait until the morning. As soon as daylight broke, I got up, my mind already set. I had to find out who Ryan was. So I did the one thing I never thought I would do. I checked her phone. I wasn't proud of it, but the doubt in my mind had taken over. I knew I had uncovered the truth, no matter how painful it might be. I found his name. Ryan. The messages between them were so casual at first glance. But the more I read, the more I realized just how deep their connection went. Flirty texts, late-night chats, plans to meet up. They weren't just friends. They were something more. I could feel my anger building, but more than that, I felt betrayed, like I had been living a lie. Julia woke up and found me sitting there with her phone in my hand. The look on her face when she saw it, the guilt, the panic, was all I needed to know. She tried to explain, but her words didn't make sense. She said it was nothing, that I was overreacting. But deep down, I knew she wasn't sorry. She was just sorry she got caught. I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay in a house where I had been lied to for so long. I grabbed my things, my heart heavy with rage and confusion, and left. I didn't know where to go, but I couldn't stay there another minute. It wasn't just the cheating. It was the lies, the betrayal, the fact that she had been so careless with my heart. As I walked out the door, Julia cried, begging me to come back, promising that it was a mistake, that she loved me. But her words meant nothing to me anymore. The trust was gone. The love was tainted. I couldn't go back to the woman who had betrayed me in the most intimate way possible. I don't know where I'll go from here. Part of me feels like my world has been ripped apart. But another part of me feels a strange sense of relief. The truth has come out, and it's up to me to decide what comes next. All I know is that I can't go back to that life. The life where I trusted her. The life where I believed in the love we had. Julia's betrayal has changed me. It's shown me that no matter how much you think you know someone, there can always be a side of them that you never see. And sometimes, that side is the one that destroys everything. I don't know if I'll ever trust anyone the way I trusted her. Maybe I never will. But right now, I need to focus on healing, on rebuilding myself. Because one thing is for sure, this betrayal is something I'll never forget, and it will always be a part of me. As the days went on, the pain didn't fade. If anything, it only grew sharper. I found myself replaying every moment with Julia in my mind, questioning every word, every gesture, every touch. What was real? What was a lie? The confusion weighed heavy on me, but I knew I couldn't let it control my life. I took some time away, trying to clear my head. I stayed with a close friend, just needing space from the wreckage of my marriage. I didn't reach out to Julia. She had betrayed me in a way I couldn't come to terms with. But a part of me, deep down, wanted closure. I wanted answers. But I didn't know if I'd ever get them. Weeks passed before I finally saw her again. Julia showed up at my door, looking different. Vulnerable, broken. She apologized again, but this time it wasn't the same apology. It wasn't about saving her pride. It was about facing the consequences of her actions. She told me Ryan meant nothing, that it was a mistake, that she was confused, and that she was truly sorry. I didn't know whether to believe her. It was hard to reconcile the woman I thought I knew with the one who had betrayed me so profoundly. I didn't have any answers for her. I told her I needed time. Time to think. Time to heal. Time to decide what kind of person I wanted to be. After all of this, there were no promises, no reconciliation, just silence. In the end, I knew I had to move forward. Not for her, not for anyone else, but for myself. The trust one once had for Julia was gone, and though a part of me would always love her, I couldn't keep living in the shadow of her betrayal.